So we're back in the kitchen. Uh, I tried making this video in my little studio area, but the audio was really bad. So I'm back in the kitchen. Sounds way better. Today I want to talk about why my life sucks. So basically, I'm gonna discuss the last 15 months of my life. It's a vlog about self-reflection in a sense, because in 3 weeks is my birthday. Yeah, I get a year older, which is my New Year's. I'm gonna start my New Year's resolution now, which is posting more. There'll be a lot more videos because I'll be traveling. I'm going to go see my girlfriend after 6 months. We're gonna go to the States. We're gonna have a good time, and there'll be a lot of videos about that. Around 15 months ago, I said I'm done. I'm tired of saying goodbye to my friends. I'm tired of not having control over my life. So I stopped re-enlisting. I was stationed in Italy for about 6 years. I had to move back to the United States. So I moved back to the US. I got a job. I didn't really like the job. I was working for refineries. It was a very labor intensive job. I had to carry a lot of heavy things, move around. I had to travel, and that was kind of not paid because a whole complicated situation. I just kind of didn't like the job. I was very grateful that I got the job. It was just not for me. So I started fixing my house. That was very expensive. I took out the carpet. I started doing a lot of things to make my house more livable. My house was empty for a long time, and because it was empty, it didn't get the love that it needed. I've owned my house since 2015, and if I add up all the months that I have lived in my house, it's probably been like 2 years. So I start to see how much money I was making, and I realized that I wasn't making as much as I was in the military. I realized that I needed to fix my financial situation, that I was struggling. So basically credit cards started to build up. My credit dropped to 610, 620. That was the point that I was like, yeah, this is pretty bad. So I kept looking for a better job. And then I found a better job with a great company, which is my current job. I love it. But it came with a caveat that I had to move away from the US again. So technically, I went to the US. I stayed there for 3 months and then I left again. In the last 6, 7 years, I've lived in the US for 3 months, which is pretty crazy. So this brings us to now. I am in a country that I do not know the language. I don't know anybody. I don't know a single person except the people that I work with. And my life literally consists of sleep, work, eat. I kind of avoid going out much besides to go eat. I don't go to clubs, I don't go party, I don't go spend money, and that's kind of been my life for the last year. This is kind of by design. So I kind of set these rules for myself. I kind of put myself in this little box because I realized that I was in a very bad place financially and that I needed to fix my life. So my goal is to become wealthy. And what is my definition of wealthy? Because this can mean something different to everybody else. My definition of wealthy is to have more money come in than it goes out. I don't know if that makes sense. So basically, let's say in the military, I was getting paid on the 1st and the 15th. So if by the 15th, I still had more than half of my paycheck from the first, then I would consider myself wealthy. I would consider myself to be in a good financial situation that I can basically kind of afford anything I want in a sense. I decided to make a plan that works for me. I start looking online and everybody has like, well, just do this, do that, budget, blah, blah, blah. But a lot of those plans are not very feasible. I don't think that there's a one size fits all in terms of fixing anything when that comes to mental health, losing weight, finances. Like, I honestly think that you have to make a plan tailored specifically for yourself. So I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. My plan is a 4-step plan that I call TCLI, which basically stands for track, clear, learn, and invest. And that's what I've been doing. As of right now, I'm still in the second phase of my plan. So let's break it down. T stands for track. So I basically made a spreadsheet and I tracked all my expenses. I basically tracked how much money I was spending on Amazon, on things I didn't really need, and I cut it all off. I am not wasting money where I don't have to. I calculated how much do I need specifically a month to pay all my bills. I left like a little bit for food, of course, and gas, and the rest was straight up bills. By tracking things, it gives me more of a visual understanding of what's going on with my finances, because if you don't look at it, if you don't take the time to analyze it, then you probably don't know. That's why people used to balance their checkbooks to understand where their money was going. I was able to allocate money where I needed to go. And step 2, I am clearing everything that I can clear. I've been clearing. So when I started this journey, I was $149,000 in debt. That was credit cards, personal loans, and a mortgage. I have paid around $54,000 in 1 year. I am at $95,000. That is insane if you think about it. Basically, 90% of my paycheck has gone to my bills. Everything else I have, it's just essentials and then bills. And it has been crazy. By clearing all these bills, one of the things that I have noticed is that my credit score has gone up. My credit score was at 610, 620 when I started this, and as of this week or last week, I think it's the last time I checked, I am almost back at the 800, which is something I'm really happy, because that's kind of where I want to be. I want to be somewhere in the 800s. One of the things that actually did change was that I was able to get my American Express Platinum card, which is very good. But I'll explain why I got that card later on, and there's a whole thing that goes into that. But yeah, that's something really cool. That's a plus, I guess. Okay, so once I'm finished clearing my bills, paying everything off, I will move to the next step, which is learn. Well, kinda, this is a step that I'm doing now, and I can do all throughout basically my transition, my journey to financial freedom. I don't know what the hell I want to call this, but basically I always try to research, I always try to do things. I've been learning a lot about the credit card game, about investing, about stocks, about like portfolios, all these things, educating myself in order to make better financial decisions. I want to understand what did I do wrong and what can I do better in the future. And once I have a good grasp of this, and once I have cleared all my bills and I have a little bit of money to basically move to the next step, which is invest, I will start investing. I will be in a good place, which basically means that if I lose money, I won't starve. But regardless, I don't want to lose money, I want to make money. So the more I learn, the better I'll do in the long run. Yeah, so that's my 4-step plan into becoming financially free in a sense. Okay, so in conclusion, how do I feel about this? How do I feel about sacrificing a year, actually a little bit more than a year of my life? I love it. It was the best decision I could ever made, because I don't have that stress of having to work. If something were to happen tomorrow, let's say they come up to me and be like, hey, we have to make cuts, we are sorry, but we can't keep you anymore, then I would be okay. I wouldn't be in a situation that I would freak out, which is how I was when I got out of the army. I could find myself any job and I could survive, not worry. Like I said, my birthday is in 3 weeks, and I am going to splurge. I feel I deserve it, since I have basically done everything right. This is also a way for people to see that it is possible to fix your life. I am nothing special. I am not a financial advisor. I didn't do any hacks, any tricks, anything crazy. I just made some sacrifices that I needed to do. That's it. I believe everybody should empower themselves to basically fix their own lives. Okay, so yeah, so that is it. Thanks for watching. See, when you make videos, there's a lot of distraction. There's a lot of random noise that happens. Seriously, no, cállate. Okay, like I was saying, me documenting. Don't you start now. I guess my coffee is almost done. Pause.